Listen up because this will be your end-all be-all guide for toys in Legend of Slime. I've been seeing this question pop up on every video. Which toy attributes should I be going for? Well, in this video, let's go ahead and discuss that. And to do this, I have something amazing to show you. I'm sure you've noticed in the background I've been fusing toys together. That's because we have a contender for a perfect toy. Because this is what you currently want on every single one of your toys. Your first two attributes should be critical hit damage and companion damage, and I'll explain why in a moment because our giveaway has started in our Discord server. If you haven't joined the server yet, I highly suggest you do so, because we just passed the milestone of 1,000 members, meaning the gift card giveaway has started. So do join so you can enter into the giveaway. Links are in the comment and description box below, and I'll be doing a separate $50 giveaway on YouTube for this video since not everyone is actually on Discord. So be sure to leave a comment below to enter, and make sure you are subscribed for updates and drop a like if you enjoy. Now, when toys were first released, we assumed that having attributes like attack were the best, but if you look here at our level 140 toy, the attack value is so high at 530,000% that an attack attribute would only contribute to barely an additional percent of damage towards our toy, meaning that's no longer an attribute we go for. Since maxing out toys to level 140 is now in the realm of possibility for us, which results in the initial boost we get from a toy with an attack attribute is no longer ideal. But if you have a toy that has an attack attribute and you want to level it up in the early game for some quick boosts in damage, you are free to do so since you are able to get the toy enhancements back when you fuse your toys together. As I'll demonstrate here for you, I'm going to level up this toy and then use it as fusion material to rank up another toy, and by doing this we're able to get all the material back, so don't worry about potentially wasting your toy enhancements, but do be careful with mythic toys. You can only get them back when you fuse 3 mythic toys together, so it could take a while to get a refund on those toy enhancements. And when it comes to exotic toys, you'll never be able to get the toy enhancements back, that is, unless you choose to fuse 2 exotic toys together. This is not ideal because having any 2 exotic toys is much better than fusing them into one. This is because when you do fuse your exotic toys, it doesn't give you anything of value, it just randomly generates a toy and randomizes the attributes, so you are basically sacrificing 2 exotic toys for a random exotic toy that you might not even be able to use. This is on top of having random attributes on that random toy, which leads me to question why this feature was even included into the game, since it's one of the most useless and inefficient things you could do to completely halt your progression, especially when we consider the fact that we're able to equip our extra toys to our other slimes, which does net us an overall benefit since the base stats like attack and HP do apply, even though they aren't equipped to our main slime. So really, I do think the developers should remove this feature so no one makes the mistake of fusing 2 exotic toys together. Now, going back to the ideal toy attributes that you want, every toy should start out with critical hit damage. I'm under the impression that critical hit damage is the most impactful attributes towards our damage. Our base critical hit damage right now is 240,000%, meaning with a fully leveled exotic toy, the critical hit damage of 112,500% will provide us around a 30% boost in damage. And for the second toy attribute, companion damage beats out attributes like skill damage just because of the influence it provides. Our skill damage sources are generally much weaker than our other damage sources such as Sparrow Figurine's Egg Throw Spam and our other companion damage, and boss damage provides a lower exotic damage amount at 450% on toys compared to 990% from companion damage, so companion damage ends up being our next logical choice. Now all that remains is our last attribute choice. As you can see from the fusion on our screen, we're about to try and fuse these 3 legendary toys together, where we ideally get boss damage as our third attribute. This is because the best slime in the game right now is Gent, and his 30% companion damage slime skill will not be influenced by skill damage, meaning two things. One, that we're able to use any toy on Gent, since the skill damage bonus is not going to provide any tangible benefit towards our overall damage. And two, boss damage will affect all our damage sources to boss type enemies, meaning it is ideal to get boss damage if you have Gent as a slime, since again he will benefit most from that third attribute. Now on the flip side, let's say we own Bunny but didn't own Gent, we would actually want skill damage on our third attribute slot in that case. This is because Gent is really the only pay-to-win slime that benefits heavily from that third attribute being boss damage, and all other pay-to-win slimes with companion damage scaling, such as Bunny, Ignis, and Hero, will benefit more from that third attribute containing skill damage. But when it comes to free-to-play slimes, it does become a bit more tricky, as their slime skill scales off attack, just like other pay-to-win slimes like Osteon. I am under the impression that it is a mixed bag between boss and skill damage. Realistically, I don't believe that astrology has impacted free-to-play toys enough to warrant getting skill damage as the third attribute. So for free-to-play slimes, boss damage should benefit you the most. This is again for the third attribute, because damage sources like Sparrow Figurine and your companions make up the bulk of your damage when you use a free-to-play slime, so getting skill damage for your slime skill is pointless when you're free-to-play. But this is assuming your astrology tab isn't completely maxed out, since we're still not fully aware just how good free-to-play slime skills will be, but definitely not influential enough to recommend skill over boss damage on free-to-play toys right now. So focus on boss damage as the last attribute on those free-to-play slimes, and skill damage for the last attribute on pay-to-win slimes. This is with the exception of slimes that are pay-to-win that scale with attack, they will fall into the free-to-play category, and of course another exception is Gent, since again he benefits more from boss damage than the minuscule gains that could be had from boosting his extremely weak slime skill, because the main benefit from his slime skill comes from that 2x damage multiplier, which affects all our sources of damage, again resulting in the reason why he's our number one slime. And thankfully, as we go ahead and fuse our toys together, we managed to get our first mythic toy with critical hit damage, companion damage, and boss damage. This is exactly what we wanted, because our other two exotic toys, as you can see here, had horrible rolls, movement speed, and skill damage, which practically contribute nothing to our damage. So this boss damage attribute will be a very nice touch. We will go ahead and fuse it all the way to an exotic toy and level it up to 140 to get those amazing boosts. So again, ideally you want to start with critical hit damage on a toy. Honestly, I do recommend keeping every critical hit damage toy that you can find. It took me ages to get another toy with critical hit damage and companion damage as the main combo. It got so bad that I was gambling with our mythic toys to see if we'd luck out on that third attribute. And as you can see, that was a horrible choice. So please don't do what I did on these two mythics. Try your best to hold out and view things in the long run, since those short-term gains may be nice, but when it comes to toys, you really want to be in it for the long haul. This is because there are so many attributes out there for us to get, meaning the odds of getting a toy that starts out with critical hit damage and companion damage is extremely rare. Alright everyone, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more Legend of Slime content. That way I know you want to see more videos just like this. And don't forget to join our Discord server for the giveaway. Enjoy!